Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know I love to get your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. This one is so good for so many reasons. Marlene Dietrich says, "It's the friends you can call up at 4 a.m. that matter." How true she is. I mean, because sure, you have some people in your life you could loosely call friends, but are you going to be calling them at 4 o'clock in the morning? Are they going to take your call? Or are they going to let it go to voicemail? You know what I mean? Yeah, friendship is huge. Relationship is what it's all about in this life. And I found just a couple verses I want to share with you to go right along with this inspiring quote. Proverbs 27:9 says, "A sweet friendship refreshes the soul." Yeah, it does. Because you know what? You can tell each other what you're going through. And there's something about getting that off your chest that makes you feel better. And you know that you're not going to be judged by that friend because they got you. They understand where you're coming from, right? And one more verse that really lines up with this comes to you from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. "Encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." So hey, you know, many of us, well, we don't have a huge friend group as adults. Nothing like when we were kids, right? When you were kids, it was easy to make friends. But nowadays, being an adult, all the responsibilities we have, all the extracurriculars our kids are needing to go to, and we're basically chauffeuring them around, it's hard to find time for these friends. But once you find a few really close ones, and that might be 3, it might be 2, it might be just 1, hey, you gotta hold on to them because you need that outlet, don't you? You need somebody who gets you, somebody who can relate to what you're going through. And once you find that good friend, well, you found a really good thing. So enjoy that friend today. Celebrate that friend. Let them know how much they mean to you because, hey, they make it a little more bearable, don't they? Uh-huh. All right, back to the music that you love. I got Austin French here with Jesus Can on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Oh, Jesus is that friend that sticks closer than a brother. You thought I wasn't going to use that verse too? What? Have you ever thought about what stress actually is? I got a pretty cool perspective coming at you that's really going to make you think long and hard about this and know that maybe this stress thing isn't so bad. So stick around. It's next. Okay, I want you to have an open mind about this. Think about stress for a second. What exactly is it? Why does it come your way? Here's a little something that I found that flipped that switch in my head. It's like, oh, that's why it's there. See what you think about this.
In between lessons and blessings, hell tries to send stressing. So stressed where you don't even have joy over what God is blessing. You can't even see that you're growing, beating yourself up because of what level you think you should be at. You constantly have a there. Can't wait till I get there. When I get there, then I'll. There is just a floor to another ceiling. And you're exhausted because you're stressed with the discomfort of transition. Stressed with the discomfort of being in the middle. And believe it or not, the mind was not made to live in a constant state of war, but rather it was made to respond to stress and then return to balance. But what do you do when there's no balance to return back to? Maybe you're so exhausted because your mind is living in a constant state of war, constant state of stress, and it never returns back to any form or any level of balance. So you find yourself constantly living on the seesaw of stressed and stressed out. There is no balance. It's just stress or stressed out. And this is leading to you being exhausted.
I've lived in that place before. Not a very happy place to be, right? Always in a state of turmoil, stressed out, tired, exhausted. Yeah. So what do you do in a situation like that? Well, sure, there are some biblical principles that I could rattle off at you. I could say, well, the Bible says this. But, I mean, honestly, it's great. I could say that all day long, but until we can actually put it into practice, it's not doing us any good, right? So, how do you find that peace that passes all understanding? How do you cast all your anxiety onto the Lord? Can I be honest with you? It's a process. It's something you learn to do over time. It's not something you can all of a sudden just say, "Hey, Jesus, I got all this stuff. I just want to fling it off. Can you take it from me?" And then that'd be good. And it's like, oh, I feel like there's a weight off of my shoulders. A few instances in my life, I felt like that was the case. After a long, drawn-out battle, and I was gradually giving Jesus more and more. I was gradually coming to him more and more until finally I felt comfortable with saying, "Jesus, can you please take this? I'm so tired." And he will give you rest in that moment. He will take that burden off your shoulders. But like I said, it was a process. So, another part of the process is finding people that you can confide in and let them know what's going on in your life. And they can help you see the areas where maybe you're trying a little too hard. Maybe they can help you through that situation from the outside looking in, because once we're in the middle of it, it's hard to see anything but the stress, but the problem, but the struggle. But don't worry. What he said there was that place of stress is when you're in transition. So I look at it as this. Stress is a sign that something good's about to happen. And I can't let the stress cloud my vision of what God is blessing in my life. Can you do that today? Maybe it'll help you deal with that stress. Now your word of life. Today from 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 3 and 4, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is our merciful Father and the source of all comfort. He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we'll be able to give them the same comfort God has given us. Wow, what a privilege to share that comfort he gives us with somebody else. Hey, you know what? You could share this word of life with somebody. Maybe encourage them a little bit. We've got it ready for you across all of our socials. That's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And of course, it's always at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I just wanted to remind you, in case you have to step away from your radio or you're outside of our listening area, you can click that On Now button on our website to listen to us from wherever you happen to be. And we'd love to keep you company all day long. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Hey, do you have a sibling? You know, a brother or a sister? Well, I've got a little brother. His name is John, and he's 6 years younger than me. And yeah, we used to have fun growing up. But, I mean, we didn't see eye to eye all the time. We got along most of the time, but the other times, well, we were probably hurting each other. It doesn't help that WWF was real big when we were kids. So on Saturday mornings, we were trying out wrestling moves in the living room. And sure, pile drivers, choke holds, all that stuff. Body slams, suplexes. Good times. Missing teeth. But anyway, this is something true, whether you have a brother or a sister. Oh, I love this because it's so snarky, but it is so true. Listen to this.
Hello, sibling. Do I love you? I suppose so. Do I like you? No. Am I plotting for ways to annoy you? Always.
Always trying to annoy. That's our job as a sibling, right? Wow. But no. Brothers, sisters, they're a good thing. I think the name Calliope is a beautiful name, but do you know what Calliope means? Well, you might want to look that up because it could land you 3 gift cards coming up in the Carline competition. I'm just saying, yeah, a little heads up on that one. Here's Ben Fuller, But the Cross. That Carline competition is coming up here in about 7 minutes. I hope you win those 3 gift cards. Stick around. So I asked a question yesterday in the Carline competition. It had to do with giraffes. It's like, where will you not find spots on a giraffe? And the answer was the underbelly. And I'm so glad that I saw that question yesterday and not today, because I couldn't have asked the question today. Why? Well, because you see, there's this giraffe that was born recently that has no spots, no patches, no discoloration at all. It's straight brown. Yeah, it's the only one of its kind, researchers believe, in the world. And guess where it was born? Bright's Zoo in Limestone, Tennessee. Yeah, people can't get their mind around this whole idea of a giraffe not having color, spots, patches. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they're asking for people to help name this one, though. So here are some of the names they have picked out so far. Kipiki, which means unique. Farali, which means unusual or extraordinary. Shakiri, which means she is most beautiful, and Jamela, which means one of great beauty. And guess what? You could help name her. The voting runs until Labor Day. That's September 4th. So you got a little time to get your vote in. Again, that is at Bright's Zoo in Limestone, Tennessee. All right, tell you what, coming up, I got your chance to win some gift cards. I'm going to have a different Carline competition question, and it all revolves around this name, Calliope. Yeah, so be looking that up, figuring out what Calliope means, and I'll be back, and maybe you'll win. Yeah? All right, well, you know, between now and then, I just got to say, I do have a really good feeling that somebody's going to be winning some gift cards. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give her the horn. Now let's crank that engine and start that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the Carline competition. It's your chance to win 3 gift cards right now. Can you answer my question first? Well, let's find out. Here it is. I've given you some teases on this one, so I hope you're ready for it. What is a calliope? Is it a musical organ, an ornamental shield, a spyglass, or a type of melon? The number to call is 256-505-0885. Waiting on your call right now. What is a calliope? And for those of you trying to look it up on Google, you spell it Calliope. Calliope. Is it a musical organ, an ornamental shield, a spyglass, or a type of melon? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, 256-505-0885. Waiting on your call right now. In the meantime, for King and Country. Don't tell me I've stumped you already, right? I mean, the first question, really? Well, I'll give you a little hint. Okay, so here's the question for you. First question of the Carline competition. What is a calliope? Is it a musical organ, an ornamental shield, a spyglass, or a type of melon? The number to call is 256-505-0885. Now, a calliope and this right here have something in common. Did you hear that? I'm going to play it one more time. Yeah, that little whistle there. What could have a whistle? Is it a musical organ, an ornamental shield, a spyglass, or a type of melon? 256-505-0885. Call me up, answer it correctly, and you're going to win 3 gift cards. Yay, there's my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
I'm driving to school.
Awesome. All right, well, feel like playing a game?
Sure, I'll try.
All right, here we go. Now, I've loved this name for a long time. Calliope. It's a really pretty name, but it also means something. It's a noun. So what does it mean? A musical organ, an ornamental shield, a spyglass, or a type of melon?
I think it's a musical organ.
I think you are correct. Congratulations. You just won. It's a keyboard instrument resembling an organ, but with the notes produced by steam whistles. Yeah.
Right.
So you'd see them on showboats or in traveling fairs. So congratulations, you teacher, you. You're smart.
Yeah. I guess, I try to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel like I'm very smart, though. Sometimes my kids stump me.
Yeah, we're always learning in every stage of life. So you want to shout some people out?
Sure.
Okay, who you got?
Okay, so I work with some pretty amazing people.
Yeah.
And I would like to shout out, I know they're probably not listening because they're in the Coleman area, but I would like to shout out Miss Pam Chandler. She is our aide, and she is amazing, and I'm so thankful for her and all her help. And I love that she loves my kids and wants to be there and help them in any way she possibly can to help them be successful. And I would also like to shout out my friend Anna Dudley. She is an amazing 7th grade English language arts teacher, and she's amazing. in her teaching style and with her kids, and she's always been someone that I can bounce ideas off of, and I'm just thankful for wonderful coworkers that bring you in and make you feel at home.
Awesome. Tell everybody where you work.
I'm at Fairview Middle School. I teach 6th and 7th grade special education.
Yep.
And I'm passing my tickets on, or whatever the passes are.
The gift cards?
I'm going to pass them on.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the next person can have double the fun.
All right. We'll do it, babe. Thanks so much for calling this morning. I hope you have a great day at school.
Thank you. Hope you have a great day, too. Love you.
Thank you. Love you, too. Bye. My wife, Cassie, calling in. We don't get to hear from her very often, so glad she called in. Yeah, evidently, I stumped y'all with that Calliope question, so I'm glad she went ahead and she got it out of the way. She's sharing the love, so now it's not 3 gift cards, it's 6 gift cards. So 2 to Albertville Home Bakery, 2 to Wendy's for a couple Frosties, and 2 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. How cool is that? So, do you want to win? Well, I got a question right here that could just win you those 6 gift cards. All right. What does the 40 stand for on a can of WD-40? Is it A, 40% oil, B, 40% water, C, 40 cents a can, or D, the 40th attempt at the formula? 256-505-0885. And I got my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song, and I'll get your answer. Here's Cody Carnes with Firm Foundation. Well, usually about this time of morning, I end the car line competition, but we are keeping it going. Why? Well, here, take a listen to this latest call. What's up, Mr. Early?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You on your way into school?
I am not.
You are not? What are you doing today?
I got a question for you.
Oh, okay. What you got?
The reason Mr. Early's not on his way to school is A, he's retired, B, he's retired, C, he's retired, or D, he is retired.
Let me guess. He's retired.
You got it.
Yay!
Coming your way, buddy.
Man, that's amazing. What does it feel like to be retired?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. The lady, it's just like I do have a freedom. My wife says freedom, but she got this little list for me. Hey, could you help me? Hey, could you do this? Hey, if you ain't got any time, can you do this? Anyway, we'll see.
The honeydew list. I got you.
The honeydew list.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your retirement. Let's see if we can have a little more fun this morning. I got this question, and I'm hoping this inspires somebody too, because the story behind this thing is pretty cool. So, what does the 40 stand for on a can of WD-40? Is it A, 40% oil, B, 40% water, C, 40 cents a can, or D, the 40th attempt at the formula?
Oh yeah, that's the 40th attempt formula.
That sure is. 40 times. I might have given up after like try 10, you know?
Oh yeah.
But
mine would have been like 4,100. No, 1,040.
I got you, man.
Or just strictly gave up.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but it has fish oil in it.
Fish oil? Wow, nice. I saw a little comic earlier today. It was this little kid. He was looking at this, the display case at the deli, and they had fresh fish out there. And he asked the question, he said, fish spend their entire life taking a bath, so why do they stink? So
that's pretty good. That is pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Water.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't drown.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, you just won not 3, but 6 gift cards. That's a lot of love you can share with some people. You want to shout out a couple?
Yes. I want to shout out my loving wife. She's been she's been a savior through it all.
Yeah.
All this retirement stuff, and there's more than meets the eye to it. It's kind of stressful, even though you're retired. Maybe later on, the rest comes later after you finish filling all the paperwork out. So, anyway.
I got you. So your loving, supportive wife, and you want to shout out one more person?
Probably my mother-in-law. She's helped my wife through it all too. So it's and she cooks really good. If I get a chance, if I get a chance, I'll send you some of our biscuits.
Oh, hey, man. I'm always down for some biscuits.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go there, I steal like a dozen.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, Steven, I'm just going to pass them on.
Oh, okay.
Pass them on, buddy.
It's turning into quite the prize now. If you're rolling these things over, that means somebody's about to win 9 gift cards.
But, yeah, it's great talking to you, and maybe I can talk to you later.
Yeah.
I won't get up as early as I used to.
All right. Sounds good. Now, tell everybody, remind me, how many years did you have in?
I had 30 years in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time, man. That's giving of yourself for 30 years to make sure these kids are learning. That's a pretty big deal.
But I enjoyed every year of it.
Oh, man.
Every minute of it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad to hear it. Well, thanks so much for calling.
yep. You're welcome, and thank you for what you do, too.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, we'll talk later. Have a great day. And just like that, the train is here. 9 gift cards? Are you kidding me? Wow, some really generous people this morning passing these gift cards on. So I wonder, would you like to try to win 9 gift cards? Well, if so, I got a question just for you. And here we go. Which planet has orbited the sun just once in 2011 since its discovery in 1846? Ooh, this is a hard one, Steven. I know, because it's a lot of gift cards. Is it A, Jupiter, B, Uranus, C, Saturn, or D, Neptune? The number to call, 256-505-0885. I can hear your thumb hitting the screen of your phone as you're typing this in. There's my caller. All right, stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song, and I'll get your answers. David Leonard with Josh Baldwin in Every Hour. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's your name?
Charlotte. This is Charlotte Pesnell. How are you?
All right, Charlotte. I'm doing great. How was the bus route this morning?
It was nice and quiet this morning. Not as many kids as I've been having.
Really? That's strange.
I know. I've had a lot more this year. I'm pretty packed this year, so
Yeah.
it was quiet this morning.
I got you. Well, let's see if we
Some
can.
people going for breakfast.
Maybe so. Well, let's see if we can make this morning a little more fun for you. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but we don't have 3 gift cards or 6 gift cards, but rather 9 gift cards to give away if you get this right. So,
I did hear that. I'm hoping to win them so I can roll them over again.
oh, wow, we're going to keep this train going. All right, awesome. So here's the question. Which planet has orbited the sun just once in 2011 since its discovery in 1846? Is it Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, or Neptune?
I think it's Neptune.
I think you are absolutely correct.
Yay!
Wow. Hey, did you have to look that one up?
I sure did.
Yep, I would have too. Awesome.
I absolutely did.
All
And then I
right.
just got the halfway look because I was trying to call real quick.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was talking with a mom yesterday who was saying, you've really got to think about this before you ask these questions because us parents are Googling as fast as we can.
Exactly, we are.
Yeah.
And I don't even have my kids anymore. Like, they're grown, so
I got you. Well, that is.
I do use a lot of the questions. So sometimes for my kids, I do trivia with my junior high kids.
Really?
So sometimes I keep them in mind and use them for trivia.
Oh, I'm so glad you do that.
And if they pay real close attention, they could already have the answer because you're already playing on the radio. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great way of having them listen in the mornings because you never know when you're going to get asked the same question later on in the day. That's genius, Charlotte. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Hey, you want to shout out a couple people?
I think that I've said a whole lot of people. I've called you quite a few times.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I have ever shouted out my son-in-laws,
Aw.
Ethan and Marshall. And they are, they're the other half of my girls, and we love them very, very much. And we're thankful to have them.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of love being shared on the radio. Thank you for doing that. It always brightens up my day. Giving away stuff is a lot of fun, but hearing what people really mean to each other, that's the takeaway for me. That's what I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. All right. So we're rolling these gift cards on. So somebody's going to win 12 gift cards.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. We'll keep it
Hey,
going.
listen, can I call you back later? We
Sure.
have a pancake breakfast
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up, but I don't have the information in front of me.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to get the info out about it.
Awesome.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stephen.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye. And the train rolls on. 12 gift cards? That's craziness. But guess what? We are going to pick it up tomorrow morning. Starting off with 12 gift cards. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Some kid could actually win gift cards for half of their class. That's nuts. So much fun. I was wondering how long it was going to take to get this train going. And we've only been in school, a little over 2 weeks, and it's already happened. Y'all have some very generous hearts. So thank you for listening. All right, I need to get to some weather and some word of life, some business and ministry impact partners, and I'm going to have a riddle for you coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour because it's still technically summer, and today is Lake Winnie Wednesday. So I'll be giving away a family 4-pack of tickets to Lake Winnie coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. So be listening. Be ready to call in because, hey, that's a lot more memories you could be making this summer with your family, okay? All right, stick around. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, you know what that means, right? It is time for a Lake Winnie 4-pack. That's what we do. I got a question here for you. It's a little riddle. And for you answering this correctly, well, guess what? You get a family 4-pack to Lake Winnipesaukee. They got an amusement park and a water park. It's a ton of fun. So without further ado, I guess I shall ask you my riddle. See what I did there? I got a little bit of that Dr. Seuss going. I'm a poet and didn't know it. So here we go. Here is your question. Mr. Taylor has 4 daughters and each has a brother. In total, how many children does Mr. Taylor have? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, it's 256-505-0885. Your question one more time. Mr. Taylor has 4 daughters and each has a brother. In total, how many children does Mr. Taylor have? 256-505-0885 is the number to call, and there is my caller. Stay on the phone line with me. Here's Mac Powell with 1991, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better and hopefully a lot more fun. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Trina, what's up?
Hey, not much. How are you?
Oh, not a whole lot. You know, I'm just having a little fun here in the studio trying to stump people. This is a pretty hard one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mean to give you any doubt in your abilities or anything, but I just got 2 wrong answers. So I'm hoping that you've got the right one for me, Trina. All right.
Okay, I hope so.
All right. So I guess here we go. Mr. Taylor has 4 daughters and each has a brother. In total, how many children does Mr. Taylor have?
Okay. So he has 4 daughters, we know, and each of them have brothers.
Each of them has a brother.
Has a brother.
Mm-hmm.
So 5.
5 is correct. Congratulations,
Yay!
Trina Clift.
Yay, thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Yeah, I know, right? It's hard to wrap your head around that. You're thinking, okay, each daughter has a brother. That means there must be 4 brothers. So that's 8 people. No, each of the daughters had the same brother, which made 5. So, yep, you got it.
Right.
Awesome. All right, so tell me, how has your summer been?
It's been pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Now, do you think y'all be able to use this family 4-pack to Lake Winnie?
Yes, you know, I took my granddaughter the summer before COVID hit,
Yeah.
and we had planned on making that like our summer trip every year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they closed down for like a year, and then we weren't able to go. So this is awesome. So maybe we can start this.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad we can keep this tradition going then. All right, Trina, let me make sure I got your address here, and I will make sure to get this family 4-pack your way.
That's great.
Perfect. All right, I'll get them sent your way.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Could I ask you one more question, Trina? Why do you like listening to this radio station?
You know, I love listening to you. You inspire me. Songs play. I just worship God every morning listening to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for listening, Trina. You're the reason why we're here. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And just like that, Lake Winnie Wednesday is in the books. A family 4-pack going out to Trina Cliff this morning for answering that really hard riddle. So, will we have another chance to do this? I believe we will. We've got one more week left of summer. So, next Wednesday, be listening for your chance. But tomorrow, you know what? You could win a family 4-pack to Point Mallard. That's what we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. By the way, Mondays is ice cream. Tuesdays and Thursdays, well, that's Point Mallard. And Wednesdays are Lake Winnie. So, yeah, it's all during the 8 o'clock hour as well. And then in the 7 o'clock hour, we do this thing called the Car Line Competition. If you've never tuned into that before, please tune in. Have some fun with that. This morning, we had rollover after rollover after rollover, which means that tomorrow morning we're starting with 12 gift cards. We're giving 12 gift cards away to the first right answer tomorrow morning on the Car Line Competition. It could be you. I was thinking about this. Some kid could give half their class gift cards. That's a lot of love that can be shared. Or, you know what? You could give your coworkers a bunch. Or maybe you're in a ministry at a church. You could give the people in your ministry gift cards. It's just a lot of love to be shared with a lot of people. And the takeaway for me is knowing that you're sharing the love with others. And I even ask you to tell me about 2 people that really mean a lot to you, so you can shout them out on the radio. It's a lot of fun. So again, if you've never tuned in during the Car Line Competition, please do that tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. And if you can't get us on the radio, then stream us, 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button, press play, and you're good to go. All right, how about a little bit of Shane and Shane with You've Already Won right here on your 88.5 JFM. Sometimes social media gets a bad rap. I understand that, especially Instagram. That's like the highlight reel of everybody's life, right? You see all the really cool stuff that's happening, and it's like, whoa, that person must have it all together. When in reality, you know they don't, because none of us have it all together. None of us have completely arrived, right? Well, I came across this guy over on TikTok a while back, and he has been so inspirational. I love watching his content because he brings us encouragement every time he gets in front of that camera. His name is Brian Trent. He's a pastor at Lighthouse Church all the way out in Hampton, South Carolina. And he's got a little something to say about our mistakes, our mess-ups, and the way that sometimes we feel like we're further and further away from God because of them. This is going to inspire you this morning. Take a listen to this.
If you feel like your failures are keeping you from God, can I encourage you? Maybe you feel further from God than what you used to be. In Luke 5, it tells the story of Jesus preaching from a seashore. It got so crowded he had to step into a boat and ask the owner of the boat, who was also Simon Peter, if he could pull out away from the shore a little bit. And after he got done speaking, he looks at Peter and he says, how about we go out a little deeper in your boat and do a little fishing? Peter's like, well, we've been out there all night. We didn't catch anything, but we can give it a shot. He caught so many fish, he had to holler at his buddies to bring their boats back so they can help him. And that's also when those guys decided to follow Jesus. Fast forward 3 years and almost the same thing happens in John 21. Except this time Peter and the disciples were a little bit down and depressed because Jesus had been resurrected, but he was gone in their mind and they didn't know what to do. And the last thing Peter had done was deny that he had been with Jesus, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times a lady. So he carried the guilt of that along with other things on his back. And here comes Jesus. He sits on the shore and he sees the guys fishing. He says, hey, y'all caught any fish? And they were like, no, we ain't caught a thing. And he was like, why don't you throw your nets on the right side? And without even knowing it was Jesus, they did it. And once again, they caught so many, they couldn't bring them in. But once Peter figures out it's Jesus, he does a cannonball off the boat and swims to shore. From almost the same scenario, Jesus called Peter at the beginning, and here he is 3 years later calling him back. It's like Jesus was saying, I know you messed up and made some mistakes, and right now you feel further from me than even what you did when we started. But Jesus says, here I am, here I stand, calling you back to the place it began. Peter, I called you, and despite everything, I'm still calling you. Your failures can't keep him away from you. I sure am glad, because I would be disqualified. He stands on the shore right now, calling you back to the place that it all started.
I felt that one. How about you? Wow. He knows every mistake, yet he still loves us anyway. He still calls us anyway. That's something to celebrate. We're always somebody to him. Here's Rachel Lampa with a song a lot like that. It's called Somebody to You, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM. Making your day better. Got a little information to pass along to you. We got a local ministry going to be having a pancake breakfast coming up very, very soon. Stay Free Ministries pancake breakfast fundraiser. It's going to be for the fall festival. I don't know if you've ever seen the Fall Festival at Stay Free before up in Arab, but my goodness, that place is always packed out. They got tons of fun things for the kids, bouncy houses, food, everything's free, and it's a safe place to take your kids for the Fall Festival. So this pancake breakfast is coming up the day after my birthday, September 2nd, from 8 until 10 o'clock. Tickets are $7 prepaid or $10 at the door, benefiting an amazing cause. Now, if you'd like to get tickets ahead of time, the number to call is 256-572-8219. Again, if you want to go ahead and get your tickets for this pancake breakfast at Stay Free Ministries in Arab, the number is 256-572-8219. Now, this is happening the same day as Sugarfest that's happening over at the park in Arab. So, it seems like a win-win to me. You go over there, get your breakfast from 8 to 10 o'clock, and then mosey on over towards Sugarfest and have some more fun for the rest of the day. Again, that number, 256-572-8219. All right, more great music lined up for you. Oh, I've got to say hello to our listeners in Birmingham. Thank you for making us part of your day. Also, we got some listeners in Helsinki, Finland, and all over the place. Hey, whether you're listening to us on the stream or the radio, just want to say we're thankful for you. You're a part of our story. Almost 28 years now. What's a good age to retire? 55? 60? 65? We pushing it to 70 now? What's going on? Yeah, guess what? 65 seems like a really nice number. So how much would it take for you to save up $1 million for retirement from right now? You ever thought about it? Well, if you don't have any kind of retirement in place, you might want to give this a good listen. Retirement, is it coming a little sooner than you thought it would? I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun, but if you have no retirement account, no IRAs, you got no 401k, you got nothing set up for retirement, you're probably jonesing right about now. It's like, am I going to be able to retire? Can I just live on just Social Security? Right? It's like, hey, inflation's up right now. Everything's so expensive. In fact, just recently, I noticed there are 4 homes in my neighborhood that are up for sale right now. I'm looking at Cassie saying, should we maybe purchase one of these? Maybe make it a rental property? Make it an investment property? Maybe we could have some cash flow going? Because I'm thinking about retirement too. I'm not getting any younger. I turned 41 in, 2 Fridays. It's a little closer than I thought it was. Anyway, so if you're looking at saving money for retirement, no matter how old you are, I've got a little chart here in front of me. It kind of tells how much you have to save per day and how much per month and how much per year to save. Now, this particular chart, I do have to say this. It assumes you start with no money invested. Investing is a huge deal here. And it assumes a 12% annual return. That might be a little aggressive. The current standard's about 10%, but it can give you an idea of what a few dollars a day can do. So with all that in mind, if you started at 20 years old, saving $2 a day, that's around $61 a month. That's around $730 a year. By the time you're 65, with the investments, you could have well over $1 million. Yeah, 25, that's $3.57 a day. 30, that's $6.35 a day. And let's skip on up to 40, where I'm at right now. Okay, so I'm 40 years old. If I were to save $20.55 a day, that's $625 a month. That could get me to $1 million by 65. So I have that to retire. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice little chart, but when it comes down to it, I really don't know what to invest in. I don't play the stock market. I don't do any of that stuff. So it sounds to me like I'm going to have to find somebody who knows what they're doing and say, hey, can you help me? But in the meantime, saving this kind of money could probably help. So tell you what, I'm going to make it real easy for you to find this chart and this whole article. I'm about to go put it up on our 88.5 JFM's Come Together Facebook group, so it's easy for you to find. Take a look at it, see what you can do with it, and maybe you'll be able to start saving up for your retirement, especially if you don't have anything right now. So, hey, you're not the only one in that boat. I'm just saying. Here's Seventh Time Down with Questions. I mean, it's customary to let somebody know if you're coming over to their house now. Very rarely do you just show up and knock on somebody's door and say, hey, how you doing? Can I come in? Usually you call or text, right? Well, this critter, he didn't know that, so he just showed up. And it turns out the guy who was living there Wasn't even there at the time. Oh, I didn't stop him from coming on in, though. Yeah, some pretty neat stuff happened. It'll make you scratch your head a little bit. Think reverse Goldilocks. That'll get you in the right direction. I'll share more next. It was a beautiful day. Brian thought, hey, I want to get out on the lake today. Lake Tahoe for him. He lives out in California, and he was at Kings Beach. Well, that's where he lives, and while he was out there on the boat with his friends, he got this notification on his phone that his Ring security system had detected motion in his living room. So he hopped on his phone real quick and took a look at the surveillance video, and guess what he saw? Think Goldilocks and the Three Bears, except it's not a little girl in a bear's house. No, it's a bear in this guy's house. Sure enough, this bear came inside, let himself in, and, was hungry, so went for some food. Thought about watching TV, but couldn't find the right channel, evidently, because, he smashed the TV. And while this was going on, Brian thought, hey, let me let my landlord know what's going on. Maybe he can see what's happening. So he did, went ahead and reached out to him, and he said that his landlord slowly walked up to the window where this bear had broken in. It's a big black bear, by the way. It had broken into the screen and gotten through, and this guy peeked in. He saw the bear was sleeping on Brian's bed. He started making loud noises, and the bear popped up and climbed back out and ran off. So, yeah, trash was everywhere. The TV, completely a loss. And the bed must have been comfortable. I'm just saying. Next time, Bear, you need to call. Get an invite first. Don't just show up and take the guy's food and watch his TV and sleep in his bed. That's just rude, Anyway, hey, just wanted to put a smile on your face. Could you imagine something like that happening around here? Hopefully not a bear. Ooh, what if it were a cow? That'd make a much more fun story, wouldn't it? If a cow broke into your house, ate your food, smashed your TV, and slept in your bed. That'd be kind of weird, but that'd be totally Alabama. Or a goat. A goat would work too. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I know sometimes I have too much fun, but hey, did I put a smile on your face? Then mission accomplished. Does your kid's school have a house system? Yeah, so Grace is in 3rd grade this year, and so she's brand new to Arab Elementary School. She came from the primary, going to the elementary, has to learn the new layout of the school, but something really cool they're doing there is this house system. They've got like 4 different houses, and each one of them is a different color. So they have this like big thing on the first Friday of the first week of school, and they did this house selection thing where all the kids came up and they were assigned a house, and my daughter got red, which is Amistad, right? So we're learning a little more about this, and Wednesdays, by the way, are house color day. So you just deck yourself out in your house color. So my wife sent me a picture of Grace, and from head to toe, this girl is covered in red. She's got on the red shoes, the red socks, a red skirt, a red shirt, a red bow, and she's even got like these like red hair extension accessories in her hair as well. It's really neat. She's going all out for this. But Amistad stands for friendship. So, hey, I don't know. I could get used to this, I guess, but my only question when we got all this red stuff is, we're going to wash that separately, right? We're not putting that in the washer the first time with anything else, right? Because I really don't want pink underwear. So I'm going to have to make sure that those things are washed separately. Here's Brandon Lake. Praise You Anywhere, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Well, coming up, I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart. I remember when I was a kid and I played this game. Do you remember where it's from? Of course, Super Mario Brothers, right? You just leveled up. You got through one of those levels and you're going to the next one. Well, if we were to translate that to our lives and leveling up, what exactly does it take to do that? I've got some advice I'm getting ready to pass along to you from a pretty cool guy over on the socials that I found. I'll tell you more about him and what he has to say after this. It's Benjamin William Hastings, and that's the thing about praise, right here on the Lifeline on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. I can honestly say it's been a fun 40th year for me. I waited until I was 40 to beat Super Mario Brothers 3, which I never beat when I was a kid. I did it. I finally beat it on my daughter's Nintendo Switch. And then Super Mario Brothers 2, I took care of that one as well. So, hey, there's something about playing a video game, though. You're always looking for that next level, right? And then you translate that into life, and it's like, hey, we're looking for that next level too, aren't we? You want that promotion at work? Do you want a little more freedom in your life? You know, you're always looking to keep progressing, keep getting better and better in whatever avenue of life. It could be in your job. It could be at your church. It could be in your family. It could be a myriad of different places. But I came across this little piece of advice from Coach Todd Harris over on TikTok. And he had something pretty profound to say that we all kind of find ourselves dealing with from time to time. And I want to share it with you here now. See what you think about this.
So somebody came to me the other day and said, I just don't know what to do. So what do you mean? I said, well, I've got this problem and I don't know what to do with it. I said, well, have you come up with any solutions? Well, I've been talking to a couple of my friends and they said A, B, and C. And I said, well, is that different than what you thought? And he's like, well, no. And I've tried those things. They don't work. And I said, well, that's the problem. He goes, what? Did I try those things? I said, no, you're friends. He says, there's nothing wrong with my friends. I said, no, I'm not saying there is anything wrong with your friends. If you look statistically, we are very similar to our 5 closest friends. Kind of think like them. We kind of act like them. We have the same activities. We probably make roughly the same income. So if we're like our friends and we have problems and we go to our friends, they're going to give me the same solutions I already have. So going to your friends for advice is futile because they're not on a higher plane. That's why everybody needs to level up. And the only way to level up is either get a mentor or a coach, whether that be, if you're looking for family development, business development, personal development, health development, whatever you're looking for, you've got to have someone with more expertise than you, with more experience in the area you're trying to grow. Your friends don't have typically more experience in those areas than you do. So when you go to them for advice, you're getting the same things that's already in your head. Make sure you're leveling yourself up, getting yourself a mentor or a coach in any area that you want to grow. And I promise you, when you get that coach, everybody starts to grow like this that has a coach. Now go out there and make yourself level up this week.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Hey, you can find him over on TikTok if you'd like. All you have to do is type in Coach Todd Harris. Pretty insightful guy. It's just infuriating, isn't it? Yeah, whatever it is. Maybe it is when you get the wrong order at the restaurant. You get home and realize they forgot my fries, or they gave me the wrong sauce. I asked for ranch. Why did they give me the honey mustard? I don't even like that stuff. Or maybe you get really upset when somebody says they're going to do something, but guess what? They don't do it. There are tons of things to complain about in this life. But how desperate do you have to be to actually get a tablet out, take a chisel, and start chiseling away so you can express your dissatisfaction and really get that complaint out there? Well, the year just happens to be all the way back in 1750 BC, the oldest written complaint in human history. The tablet is known as the complaint tablet to Eannassar. Okay, so basically what happened was this guy, he didn't get a quality product like he was supposed to. So the tablet reads, tell Eannassar this. Nanny sends the following message. When you came, you said to me, I'll give fine quality copper ingots. You left, but you did not do what you promised me. You put ingots which were not good before my messenger and said, if you want to take them, then take them. If you do not want to take them, go away. What do you take me for, that you treat me with such contempt? How have you treated me for that copper? You have withheld my money bag from me in enemy territory. It is now up to you to restore to me in full. Take notice that I will not accept any copper from you that is not of fine quality. I shall select and take the ingots individually in my yard, and I shall exercise against you my right of rejection because you have treated me with contempt. Whoa, that's a fiery little letter, isn't it? On a tablet with a chisel. You have to be pretty upset to go through all that work to get that complaint out there. Did he get his money back? Did he get some good ingots? I don't know. I'm just saying that this whole idea of being not so happy about a situation, it's been around for a while. We've always got something to complain about. But hey, I hope you have somebody in your life that you can complain to, that is not going to judge you for it. You know, that friend. Hey, tell you what, I want to talk more about that friend coming up just before I have to say goodbye. So stick around. We'll get into it next after Colton Dixon and My Light right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope that I'm not doing anything that you're complaining about. Ooh. Marlene Dietrich gives us today's inspiring quote, and it says, "It's the friends you can call up at 4 a.m. that matter." And she's so right, isn't she? Because sure, you got some acquaintances. You could call them friends if you want to, but if you called them at 4 o'clock in the morning, would they accept your call? Or would they just send you on to voicemail? Would they completely ignore it? Hey, I hope you have some good friends. Some friends that you can vent to from time to time and bounce ideas off of and not get judged, but actually find support there. I know it's hard for us to find that as adults. Not as easy as when we were kids, right? But we need some good friends. Maybe for you, that's your spouse. And hey, you're married to him. That's awesome. Maybe you got some other friends too that you can bounce ideas off of, and it makes your life just a little easier. Yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope I'm your friend. I want to hang out with you again tomorrow. Can we do it from 6 to 10? All right, sounds good. I will see you then. Have a great rest of your day, okay? All right.